Good morning, children. Welcome to the social session. Children, for the past few days, we have been learning about the establishment of British rule in India. So, we try to understand about how the East Indians entered India in the name of trade and slowly interfering into the disputes between the kings and taking the sides, and how they brought the trade under their control and even administration of the kingdom also under their control. And yesterday we have seen the example of Duplex for helping Muzaffar Jung to become the Nizam of Deccan. How much of money was spent on Duplex also we have seen. So this is how they try to create the wealth within the country in order to make the trade and profits, and they bought many of their things at a lower price and sold them at a higher price in the European market. And today we shall understand, along with the traders, many other these companies officials or workers also had misused the power of this company, and they started procuring in the name of the company but sold them individually in the market. The Indian rulers soon understood the burden of giving gifts to them. For example, Muzaffar Jung has paid nearly 20 lakh rupees. A Jagir worth was given to him, and 1 lakh worth to the company he paid, 50,000 to the French troops he paid. So the burden of giving gifts was soon understood by the kings, and bearing the expenses of its army was becoming very heavy to the rulers or to the kings. They were also troubled by many other activities of the company. So they were asked to give many trade concessions. They were asked to exempt them from the paying taxes. So there were many other activities also through which there was a burden on the rulers. So however, people began taking advantage of these concessions. For example, the employees of the company, in the name of the company, they started doing private trading, and but they would show their own goods as belonging to the company to escape the paying of taxes. So automatically, when you doesn't pay the tax, the treasury of the king would remain zero. In this way, while the company got richer, its employees and officers also made a lot of money in India and returned home very wealthy. Not only here, but they also returned home very wealthy, the officials and other people. Many Indian traders and Seths, the Jagat Seths we call them, it's a community which does trading. So many Indian traders and Seths helped the company in its trade, in doing the purchasing. They helped them. They too showed their goods as belonging to the company in order to escape paying taxes. They used to show all this belongs to the company. For that reason, they can escape the taxes. Thus, there was much looting and swindling taking place in the entire kingdom. So proud was the company of its military strength that it began working with great impudence. Even if any Raja has revolted against them to pay the taxes, then immediately they used to suppress with this mighty military power they had. So it forced the craftsmen to sell the goods at a lower price, and in the areas it had acquired, the company tried to squeeze revenue. Squeeze in the sense it used to loot from the common man in the name of one or the other. So many rulers have protested against the practices of these English traders, and they fought against them. They even went to the extent of dethroning the kings and anointing the successors. Even in the case of Mysore, what happened, even in the case of Hyderabad, what has taken place, you know it very well. They have removed the kings and they have appointed their puppets in their place. Who listens to the English traders or English company officials? They were made to be the Nizam, or they were made to be the king. If you revolt against the British officials, you will be dethroned. So the people who are the rulers who are not willing to remove any obstacles in the way of this trade, they were even removed from their throne, and a new person was appointed. The English started imposing their rule in the kingdom. It is indirectly. The English gradually began to feel that they could make fuller and free use of India's resources for trade if they themselves ruled the country. If somebody else is ruling the country, then it will be problem for them to ask for concessions, to take the permission. If they rule, it will be very easy for them to loot. For that reason, they started slowly ruling themselves. It was in 1757 AD, the English defeated Siraj-ud-Dowla, the Nawab of Bengal, at a place called as Battle of Plassey. This is very important battle, children. It was in 1757. This is called as Battle of Plassey. So in this battle, English has defeated the Bengal Nawab called as Sirajuddaula. This was the beginning of English rule in India directly. Until then, they used to take permission from the king, or they used to help and get the concessions. But from 1757, after this battle, when they defeated the Nawab of Bengal, they started directly ruling the kingdom. So the Battle of Plassey is an important event in the history, in the Indian history. After that, the English started conquering many other kingdoms also of India, big and small. The English East India Company also forced the Nizam of Hyderabad to hand over the coastal Andhra Pradesh districts like Krishna, East Godavari, West Godavari, Srikakulam, Vijayanagaram, Prakasham, Visakhapatnam and Guntur, because coastal region is very important for the seaborne trade. So they forced the Nizam to give away these important districts for them. It was between 1765 to 1768, and these were known as Northern Sirkars. These districts are called as Northern Sarkars. Northern Sarkars, that means the entire coastal Andhra, Northern Sarkars. So this was given and made it as a part of the Madras province. The then Madras province was there. Chennai is called as Madras previously. So they were made as a part of the Madras province. In return, the English agreed to maintain an army contingent for the use of the Nizam. In fact, this army was not used more to control the Nizam rather than to help him. So keeping a contingent of army under the Nizam is to control the Nizam, but not for the use of the Nizam. So it was later understood by the Nizam also. Many Rajas and Nawabs understood the British plot and fought hard against them. They included Hyder Ali, Tippu Sultan of Mysore, and Maratha Sardar Mahadiji Shinde and Nana Fadnavis and others. But their kingdoms were very small. One by one, they lost to the English people. Among those who played an important role in the British success on the battlefield was Robert Clive, General Robert Clive, Warren Hastings, and Lord Wesley. These are the people who played very important role in bringing large and small kingdoms under their control slowly. So large part of India came under the control of the Britisher direct rule. In many places, the Rajas and Nawabs continued to rule, but they were under the sovereignty of the English. An English official known as resident will be present in these local rulers' kingdom, where the resident will be guiding the Nawab what policies should be followed, what taxes should be imposed, and what taxes should not be imposed. So these people will be under the control of the Nawab, so that the court of these kings and Nawabs will be controlled by the British government. They could keep an eye on the running of the administration. Now they ran their kingdoms with the help of these resident only. So in the next class we shall see the discontent of the British rule. Discontent means how dissatisfied they are, and we shall also try to understand what kind of revolt has outbroken because of this discontentment. Thank you, children.